Okay, welcome everybody to episode 2. And if you're coming back, thank you very much. And I've positioned the camera so it's a little bit easier for me to see when I'm in focus and when I'm not. I'm also going to use some manual focus. So hopefully that works out instead of using the autofocus all the time. And I did a bunch of work yesterday, but I don't think it recorded, and if it did, it didn't look very good. So let's see here. What I found out by watching some other YouTubers is that all these creases and stuff, if you notice here, they look kind of, they look okay. But what you do, and you have to be careful not to slip, but what you do is you go with the blade backwards, and you do like so. And see, it kicks up little bits of plastic here, and it just makes the creases a little deeper. If you do it enough, then it looks more like this, and it looks really good. Looks like the door is separate, which is awesome. So I practiced a bit on that Mustang, which I'm going to try everything on first that I do, basically. And I also messed up a little bit, so I got to practice. I don't know if it's visible, probably with the light like this, but I was doing this part and I slipped a little bit, so I had to practice some sanding on the plastic, and it worked pretty well. I didn't buff it exactly smooth as this stuff, but actually, that's terrible. Yeah, you can see that. I can feel that with my finger. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so this would need a lot of work if I was going to make it display ready. But we're back with this guy. And so I've been working a little bit I've been more focused on planning what I'm going to do, just because I'm so nervous to mess this up. But what I realized is that it's like 25 bucks. If I really screw it up, I'll just buy another kit. So this, if it ends up being my practice run, it doesn't matter because it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you see here, the lines look okay. I'm going to bring this in a little bit. Oh my goodness. So if you see here, the lines are okay. Well, what is... I don't know if you can see that, but it's like the fluorescent lighting is going all crazy. Let's see if this works a little better. How does that look? That's a little nicer, eh? It's nicer on my eyes too. Okay, so you can see the lines are okay. Not bad. But what I did is I did work on this side and it looks way better. Might not be able to tell, but it's nice and clean. And oh, look, I moved I took the hinges right off. So before, that was one of the main things that I didn't want to use this kit because they had the hinges right there. So you can see those hinges, a couple of other things like the grill isn't quite right, and the tail lights are not correct. They don't look so bad here, but the actual model, it's they're supposed to be much bigger. They go up higher and they're a little more square. But I will scratch build that if I have to, or use a different, maybe I have to kit bash or something for that. But yeah, I worked yesterday. I just went and did it. I took them off. I think I did a pretty good job. It's hard to see, but there it just got a little bit fussy, because every time it hopped over the extra material, then the knife would dig in a little deeper there. So I'm going to have to maybe fill that in and use some putty and just kind of redo the line there, but it looks pretty good. Zoomed in though, you can see all the gouges, but I mean, since this thing is going to be weathered, maybe it won't matter. But here we go. You can see exactly what I've done, right? So you can see the remaining parts. So today, I'm going to be working on taking this part off. Okay, so and I'll try not to be in your way the whole time. No, you'll be able to see. It'll be fine. So, what I've been doing is I'll take a strip of tape using a different X-Acto. This one, the edge, the end kind of got effed. It's kind of squared off at the end there. So I kind of use this for the shitty cutting things. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of just tape beside it, because what I'm going to do is take most of the material off with the X-Acto, and then what I can do is sand it down flush with the body. Okay. See what I mean? That's why I'm using this X-Acto knife, because I wouldn't want it to screw me up just because it's a little dull on the actual model. Okay. And I might as well tape this part up. It might just get wiped off with my hand, but there we go. So now for the surgery. This part always makes me a little nervous. Alright, here we go. So I just go really carefully. There we go. It's almost like Granny cutting an apple for you. I just try to be real careful. Like, see, oh. Just kind of always gives right there at the end. So I'm trying to be very mindful not to rip off this this truss or rod or something. I'm not sure what it is. It's always painted the color of the body. And on the other side, I successfully didn't screw up. Ooh. All right, so that's looking good. Now what I can do is, I've noticed a technique others use is they drag the blade backwards, which removes a lot of material before sanding. Oh, there we go. So at this point, I'm pretty much down to the thickness of the tape. Okay, so that's looking really good now. So I'm going to take the tape off and we'll just see what it looks like. Oh, it's my brother texting me. I was going to live stream this so that he could watch. But I couldn't figure out how to do it from mobile phones, and I'm not really set up with a proper computer for doing this sort of thing. So I'll have to figure that out later, but for the time being he'll just have to, hopefully he'll hang out with me when I'm doing this sometime. Maybe he'll build a model with me. Maybe on the weekend sometimes. He works really hard during the week. But this is going to be, as you can probably tell, this is going to be real slow build. Okay, what did I just do? Okay, we're good. No, we're good. Okay, that's feeling pretty good. I think it's ready for little manicure. So everybody always talks about getting these nail files, and it works pretty good. I mean, you get a little less control than if they were a little smaller, so I might actually end up slicing them in half. But I mean, this guy, my local health stores or pharmacies, they only have like the expensive stuff, so I need to find, I think I'll just go to a drugstore, maybe a little further away, or maybe a dollar store where I can maybe get some cheap versions. But this is the coarse side, and this is the it's a much less abrasive, and I pretty much been using this. I'm not sure what grit it is, but it works pretty well, and I don't want to overdo it. I'm also trying to let you guys see what I'm doing. Okay, that's it's feeling pretty good, but I can see they're still raised. I'm trying to follow the curvature of the body here. I'm also trying not to rub this off right here. Try not to sand this off here. Yeah, that bar thing. support, truss, whatever it is. I'm trying not to take off too much material, and hey, you know, it's, there we go. I think I just got a booger. I'll be right back. No, I'm kidding. I just got down to the body right here. Okay, that looks awesome. So now what I'll do is I'm going to use some sandpaper just by hand, and this stuff is 600 grit. Now I'm not following any kind of increase in grit. I know that you start lower and then you go higher to a finer grit, and oh, I'm seeing little nicks and stuff. So hopefully I can buff that out. I'm not sure what that's from. Might have been from the knife. Really not sure what to do about those, but yeah, I'm thinking once I'm done, once I have it the way I want, then I can really polish it up so that it's nice and flat and completely smooth. Like there's little creases here from the molds. But overall, this is a pretty clean model. I'll eventually take these out as well, but I might hold off till I'm painting the inside. I'm not sure, because this would be handy to hold very handy to hold the body while I paint it. Of course, I could just do that, and the inside I know that there'll be some painting as well. So, so I'm always thinking of what I'm doing next, which I think is good. But I'm also not experienced at all, so I don't really know what is worth worrying about now, what I should watch out for. So. Might as well try to get that shit off the door panel here. I mean, I'm going to be weathering this anyways, but I'd like to at least make it as accurate as possible. If there's no dings on that side of the door, oh shit, then I don't want the knife. Oh yeah, this is working. Oh yeah, there we go. So if anyone knows what kind of putty I should be using to fill any mistakes, oh, see, I see another ding right there. Just little tiny dings. I guess that I'm hoping that's I'm hoping it's common, because I've maybe it's just because it's so tiny. But I've been doing it a lot, so. As I was saying, if anybody knows what kind of putty I should be using to fill in any dings or any bigger holes, you know? Like what I might do is gouge this thing and make it look like a crappy repair by putting some putty in. And